So with that, welcome to the third information session for the 16th annual First Nations launch competition. The culmination, our the weekend we're working towards is April 25th through 27th. So we'll start with a brief introduction. So from the Wisconsin Space Grant team, the director is Kevin Crosby. Christine Bowles is the assistant director. She also functions as the FNL program director. Hi, I'm Rob Cannon. I am the program manager. And we also have on the line today Connie Engberg, our project support assistant. And then from our admin team, we have Frank Noble from Wisconsin Tripoli. Mark Abatasaway from Blue Origin is also able to join us today. New this year, we have Brittany Nez from GE Aerospace. She's also supporting, uh, she's spearheading our Moon division or Moon Challenge. And then as we get closer to launch weekend, uh, Bob will appear in more of our virtual sessions. He's from Illinois, Tripoli. So between him, Frank, and I think there's one other person that they provide all of our launch support and they do our final safety checkouts. So they are the ones who you need to make sure that they approve of your rocket before they give you the go ahead to launch. From the NASA side, as this is a NASA student competition, it is an Artemis Student Challenge if you're looking for it on the NASA website. Our activity manager for it this year is Grace Johnson from Kennedy Space Center. We're very thrilled to have her, but I'm not sure how many sessions she may pop into. Try to convince her to join us for launch weekend, though. So, for anyone who doesn't know, First Nations Launch is a NASA competition that is offered to tribal colleges and universities, Native American serving non-tribal institutions, and as well as active American Indian Science and Engineering Society collegiate chapters. The goal of this is to have the students conceive, design, fabricate, and then compete with high-powered rockets. We end up restricting the motors and some of the dimensions of the rocket to force the teams to explore different engineering parameters and challenge themselves each year. So as we rotate through the competition, you'll notice that every 4 years or every year is a different challenge. We cycle them on a 4-year rotation. So last year was payloads. This one we're working on more sensors and electronics in there. But the end result is an awesome aerospace learning experience that is unique to the Native American community. So to help with that, we have a little short video.
The First Nations launch has been just an amazing opportunity for me.
The whole goal is to design, build, and fly a rocket.
We launched our rocket earlier this day, and it was really exciting.
No matter what team they're on, everyone works together.
The camaraderie that's built among the teammates and the team members, students, advisors, grad students, undergrads.
Launching our rocket for the first time was exciting. I didn't know what to expect, so just watching it up in the sky and being able to hear it was just amazing.
So what we are working towards is competition weekend. So that April 25th, 26th, and 27th. Oh. Excuse me. So Friday the 25th is a full day at the Carthage College. We have a rocket fair, motor build workshops, breakout, final safety inspections, oral presentations in the evening. Launch day itself will be either Saturday or Sunday, fingers crossed we don't have to use the rain date of Sunday, but it'll be a fun, exciting day, 9 to 3 generally, out at Richard Bong Recreational Area. And then we come back to Carthage College in the evening for a closing banquet slash award ceremony. So for 2025 First Nations launch, we are allowing up to 24 NASA sponsored teams. International teams do not count within that 24, so those are above and beyond that one. Sorry. So team size of 4 to 6 members is generally suggested, but we do have some teams that'll go a little bigger, some will go a little smaller. As you see here from the challenges, Moon and Mars challenges, the NOIs are due on the 24th, so that's actually Thursday. Oh, excuse me. A tickle in my throat today. So NOIs are due on Thursday. The proposal is also due for this cycle. And then we will have award announcements next Tuesday, or next Monday, sorry, with our kickoff next Tuesday. Sorry, a tickle will not go away. So for our Gateway Challenge, the early bird NOIs are due this Thursday. NOIs are officially due on December 9th, with the award announcement following that. Kickoff for Gateway will be in January, as it's a single semester build. So it's a little bit easier parameters wise. So with that, we do have, for any new teams or teams with new members, there are needing to brush up or get up to speed on rocketry. We do offer 2 workshops. One is in person, one is virtual. Oh, excuse me. We do have a little bit of room left for anyone who's needing to get into the in-person, but you would have to reach out and speak with Connie or myself today, tomorrow at the latest, to work into that one. The virtual workshop is in January, so we do have a little bit more time for that. The registration for that is due December 9th with the Gateway NOIs. Oh, so with that, as we start applying into the competition, there is a NASA STEM Gateway system that all competitors would need to have a profile created in there. There is a full walkthrough available in the admin or advisor handbook that's on the website. So more information is available there. Oh, excuse me. So to go into some of the challenges that we have this year, as I said, Gateway is a single semester build, so it is considerably easier than the Moon or Mars. With this to help, we do have 3 rocket kits picked out that align with what Moon and Mars are doing. So similar sized rockets, but without the extended challenge parameters that you would find in Moon and Mars. Teams are welcome to customize their kit if they want to add on stuff. If they want to add on extra payloads, they are welcome to do that within reason. And as you see, pretty standard flight profile. There's a little bit more information on the kits that we have for that. And with the rockets, we do have motors that are pre-selected per kit. So the teams just have to select which rocket they want to build, and then they can figure out as they work through the competition to figure out which motor would be most appropriate to meet the challenge. All right. Moving into Moon, the challenge parameters here, teams are going to be designing, testing, fabricating a 4-inch diameter rocket here. So the challenge with this will be to integrate 2 sensors into the rocket. And then have your flight be stable and reach an apogee between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. With this, teams are welcome if they want to use COTS or kits, COTS, materials assembled from parts. It's up to them for that. Mars, pretty similar. Also a minimum 4-inch diameter rocket. The difference here, they'll be integrating 5 different sensors into the rocket. And then the apogee that you're targeting is a little bit smaller of a window, 3,200 to 4,000 feet versus the 3 to 4 that you had in Moon. I will note we do have a challenge parameters webinar on November 5th. So that's about 2 weeks out. And that'll go into more in depth into like what the sensors are, and how Mark and Brittany are envisioning the challenge to operate this year. So with that, how are you guys judged? So Moon and Mars projects are judged on the written reports that you have, virtual presentations that are made along the way, also including the launch weekend oral presentation. And of course, because it is a rocketry competition, it'll include the launch day flight and challenge performance parameters. So all of everything will line up with our milestones. So we have proposal, PDR, CDR, FR, and PLAR. So PDR is preliminary design review, critical design review, flight readiness review, and post-launch assessment review. So those are the milestones that we work towards. You'll see them uh, on the website and the calendar, and that's how we move everything through. And you can use that as your benchmark to make sure you have different things done by those milestones to see that you're on schedule. Bonus points are still eligible, or you can still earn bonus points for the competition. This is through your education outreach that teams will do. It's up to you guys how you want to format it. You can work with our office. We're happy to help brainstorm ideas. Generally, K-12 outreach is easy. Oh, dear. And then as we have included here, just one of the example of different factors that teams will be evaluated on come launch weekend, how neat and organized your payload bay might be. So considering that we're going to be including lots of sensors into the rockets this year, organization and tidiness will probably be rank up there pretty well. So here's the scoring breakdown for the Moon and Mars teams. So 75 points are earned pretty much, well, let's say 65 of the points are earned pretty much before you guys get here. 20 are on launch weekend, or 25 are on launch weekend. And then the final 10 for the written that's due after the competition. I will say bonus points, very important. They have shifted placements and teams in the past. So the other thing to factor in, most of in general, apart from the proposal report, like the proposal due date following on a Thursday, most other of our deadlines and milestones all are due on Monday evenings. And then it's a reduction of 20 points or 20% for each day late that week. So, so the design reports, the importance of them is to communicate your engineering and design efforts that you've conducted. That includes all the analysis of predicted performances. Your PLAR will include more of the actuals predicted, but as you guys do trade studies and evaluate components that you'll be including the rockets, this is where you can explain some of that methodology and your how you guys got to that point of selecting this sensor over another one for, however you guys design, figure out that. So we have on the calendar when the reports are due, uh, templates are being added onto the website. So if you go to the rubric page now, it is updated with the current templates for the proposal milestone. And then as we move forward, we are eagerly working through the other rubric templates for you guys. So what do we supply to the teams? So we have recruiting materials. So that's posters and postcards that you guys can use around campus to help recruit additional team members if needed. We spoke a little bit about the rocketry workshop, the launch to learn. So up to 3 members per team. So it's generally an advisor and 2 students. Like I said, if you're interested in that, you must reach out to Connie and myself today, tomorrow at the absolute latest for us to coordinate that. If you're looking at participating in the virtual workshop, there is more time for that application to be coming in. I want to say the due date is December 9th. More importantly for teams, we do have a project/travel award of up to $4,000. This covers the rocket materials, the sensors you need to buy, if you guys need to buy tools, epoxy, all of that stuff. This also helps cover your travel from your school to Carthage for launch weekend. And then for teams that are more than 1,000 miles from Carthage, in the award documentation that we send out, there will be a spot for you to indicate if you would like to request consideration for the travel augmentation. So that's up to an extra 1,500 at the longest distance. For any new colleges that are competing, we do have some rocketry reference books that we will send out: Modern Rocket Design and Construction and Modern High Power Rocketry 2. And of course, we do provide feedback on the reports. It says here at least 1 week prior. Our goal is to provide that at least 2 or 3 weeks out. We want to make sure that you have enough time to integrate all the feedback from the judges and the admin team into your upcoming milestone, as to just help make sure that the rocket is as good as it can be when you get here for launch weekend. We will be sending out a Estes style rocket, so a low powered rocket that provides for a demo flight. And then come competition weekend, we will provide the motor and the casing that you'll need to launch the rockets. I will stress this, and we will stress it multiple times come launch weekend. Casings have to be returned. We do provide all the ejection charges that you need. What teams will end up doing is just let us know, what grams you need and number of charges. And then of course, we also provide the hotel accommodations. So we provide up to 3 nights, 3 days, or 3 rooms for 3 nights at one of our partner hotels that we work with. And then during the launch weekend, we provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner, both Friday and Saturday. So some support that we can do for our faculty advisors. We can pair you up with veteran advisors. If you're unsure of yourself, help, build up your confidence in yourselves. And of course, as we spoke a little bit earlier, we can help provide ideas and support towards your outreach activities the teams will be doing. And of course, help find a rocketry mentor, as that is a required component for teams. Every team must have a NAR or EEE rocketry mentor. At some point, we cannot allow Frank be the rocketry mentor for everyone. He has too many rockets and too many teams to provide support to. And then, of course, next step opportunities. So for some of our winning teams from Moon and Mars, we do provide them opportunities into student launch and rock on. But of course, some of those are open to teams if they want to explore that outside of FNL. But like, if you want to continue with other rocketry, we do have Spaceport America Cup. I'm sure Frank can provide more information if teams are interested. But for some of the requirements of our advisors and mentors, we ask that the faculty advisor is there to help with submitting the NOI, helping find the workspace that the teams will need, helping figure out purchases and setting up the travel arrangements, as those are generally things that students aren't, you know, privy to. And then for the rocketry mentors, it's generally to help with the technical guidance on the planning and construction of the rocket, as well as helping them brainstorm different ideas of like, will this work? Will this not work? And if teams are looking for it, helping try to do test launches, uh, a local launch site near them. So our goal is to always have rocketry mentors that are co-located to teams. Some teams are a little bit further from uh, rocket clubs, but we always hope that you guys can find a mentor that's nearby. That way, if you guys can get into this as more than just a competition, you can get into it as a lifetime hobby. And having a site near you that you can launch at is extremely helpful. So with that, we have a wealth of resources available on the website. Um, the calendar will be updated as we go through the competition. As we have questions come in and we clarify things, we will add them into the FAQ section of the website. For any teams that have been hunting and keeping an eye on the website, you probably saw that the report template and scoring rubrics webpage just got a facelift over the weekend. So we're very happy with that. We hope it's a bit more clear for what is required for each milestone for the separate divisions. And as we get closer, we'll have more information about the patch contest as a little add-on for the competition. And also available here, we have the Rocket Instructional Video Series. It's a series of 6 videos that cover various aspects of rockets. So it's everything from build to rock sim to avionics and recovery. So a lot of resources are available that we encourage you guys to explore and make use of as often as possible. Upcoming webinars, again, this may adjust as we get closer or we just feel like something needs to shift. Always go use the website. We will try to always send out through the registered teams. We'll send out to the team lead, the advisor, let you guys know if there's been an adjustment to the webinar. So you guys didn't have that. But at a high level, this is what we're expecting until launch weekend. As we said earlier, this is sort of a snapshot of the calendar. Been slight adjustments, but when in doubt, go back to the website. All the live version there will be the one that we are following. So at this point, thank you for bearing with me during all of the coughing fits, but I'd like to open it up for any questions that you guys may have.
I do. Maybe I showed up a little late, so maybe you covered this. But the notice of intent and proposal, should they both be submitted by the advisor by Thursday, or can the team lead do that?
The NOI is handled through the advisor, but the team lead generally can do the report.
Thank you.
Mhm. And we do understand that sometimes it's a little bit challenging with the website. So with that, I would say anyone that needs to email me, email myself and Connie, if not the FNL at carthage.edu. I'll make sure to throw them in the chat. But if you email us with your reports as we get through this, because we know it's a weird turnaround for having the reports due at NOI. The hope is to this new timeline will be a little bit easier for the competitors and give us more time between the milestones. So any feedback has time to truly be integrated. Thank you for the question, Andrea. That's a good one.
So I have a quick question about the microcontroller for the Moon Challenge.
Mhm.
So I think that in the handbook said is one particular, I think it's just example, one particular microcontroller. Are we allowed to choose a different one or it has to be that one?
Chidong, we did see that email come in from Helen. We are working that. I I can't answer on Brittany's behalf, but I do believe she may allow for some variance with that.
Mm,
But as soon as I have that answer from her, I will also put that on the FAQ section of the website and try to update the handbook. But I can't answer for her directly. But I
thank you.
believe she is exploring that. She wants to make sure that it's something that what is allowed is stuff that she can provide assistance with. And that's where if
Okay.
we go too far away from the Arduino Uno, it moves into territory where she wouldn't be able to provide support and you guys would be almost on your own to work through it. Even though I know a lot of teams have great expertise built in.
Yeah, we have students to a class use a different controller. They are happy with that one, but we have a double E class teach them that. Yeah, just
Okay.
curious. Thanks.
I believe there should be she'll be getting an answer back out shortly. In the like next day or two at the
Thanks.
latest. Any others? If not, no worries. Thank you, Connie, for putting in our emails in there. Um, reach out to myself and Connie. We will be happy to help with anything you guys have. Um, and if we have more questions like that, we can get them directed out to the appropriate individuals. But I know that this is different having proposal due at NOI. We hope we're thankful for everyone being as flexible as possible with this. Um, the hope is that this will be improvement for the teams overall. But otherwise, if there's no other questions, thank you, Andrea. To anyone that needs help finding a mentor in California, Andrea, happy to help with that. So, all right. If no other questions, I want to say thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the competition.